Urgent alert from Padre Pio. Remove these 3 objects from your home immediately. Have you ever thought that your home might be full of things that, without you realizing, are sabotaging your peace, serenity, and even your spiritual growth? Yes, it's true. But don't worry, don't despair. In this video, I will tell you about 3 objects that you should eliminate from your home right now to ensure your spiritual protection and the harmony of your household. Inspired by the wisdom and love of Padre Pio, this video will open your eyes to what might be blocking your connection with God and putting your family's tranquility at risk. I'm not joking, folks, this is serious. You might have something in your home that is disrupting your life without you even knowing it. If you want to transform your home into a true sanctuary of peace and spiritual protection, keep watching. I promise you won't regret it and will be surprised by what you'll discover. Ready to be amazed? Then type Padre Pio. Keep all evil away and join me on this journey to rid your home of negative energies. Come on, friends. Have you ever thought that your home could be full of traps? Those seemingly harmless objects might be sabotaging your happiness and peace of mind. Let me tell you something interesting. I know people who are going through difficult situations and, upon removing certain items from their homes, felt an incredible change in the energy of the environment. Curious? Let's discover together how to transform our home into a refuge of light and love. Remove non-Christian symbols. The presence of symbols and statues of deities or non-Christian religions in our homes, although they may seem harmless or possess aesthetic and cultural value, can be detrimental to our spiritual journey and connection with God. According to the teachings of Padre Pio, these objects can create invisible obstacles between us and God, diverting our attention from the purity of the Christian faith and the centrality of God in our lives. Common examples include statues of Buddha, figures of Hindu gods, Egyptian amulets, and African tribal masks. These symbols can obscure the light of faith, creating spiritual confusion that distances us from the true essence of Christianity, the unity and omnipotence of God. The presence of non-Christian symbols can cause disorientation in our spiritual journey. These objects, often acquired out of curiosity or visual appeal, can inadvertently divert our focus from the central truth of Christianity and the worship of God. This can result in spiritual confusion, hindering the practice of genuine and focused faith, and creating invisible barriers that interfere with our inner peace and family harmony. For example, the display of a Buddhist mandala or a pentagram can subtly influence our spirituality and create distractions that undermine our devotion to God. Removing these objects is an act of love and devotion to our own faith journey. This action symbolizes our adherence to the first commandment, which instructs us to have only one God. The removal of these symbols reaffirms our decision to consecrate all aspects of our lives, including our home, to the glory of God. Eliminating non-Christian symbols from our domestic environment is not an act of intolerance towards other cultures or religions, but rather an expression of love and commitment to our own faith. It is a reaffirmation of our personal devotion and the desire to live in an environment that fully reflects our spiritual values and Christian faith. For example, by removing an African deity mask or a Ganesha statue, we are reaffirming our dedication to the Christian God and eliminating potential spiritual distractions. Creating an environment free of non-Christian symbols is essential to transforming our home into a true sanctuary of faith and love. A pure and blessed environment facilitates the connection with the divine and promotes peace and harmony within the home, following the example of Padre Pio, who always placed God at the center of his existence. Padre Pio teaches us that our home should be a sacred place where we nurture our spirituality and seek intimate connection with the divine. He emphasizes the importance of carefully examining the objects that occupy this sacred space, ensuring that all reflect our Christian values and reinforce our faith journey. Purifying our home is a fundamental step to ensure that every corner of our residence is in harmony with Christian principles, creating an environment conducive to spiritual practice and growth in faith. By removing non-Christian symbols and objects, we are not only purifying our physical environment but also strengthening our spiritual connection with God. This elimination process is a symbolic act that helps us concentrate our devotion and reaffirm our commitment to the Christian faith. Transforming our home into a sanctuary of faith involves not only the removal of objects that may obscure our spirituality but also the inclusion of devotional practices that reinforce our connection with God, such as daily prayer, Bible reading, participation in the Eucharist, and love for our neighbor. Regular devotional practice and the presence of Christian symbols, such as crucifixes and images of saints, help create a spiritual atmosphere that strengthens our faith and brings us closer to God. Therefore, by removing non-Christian symbols from our homes, we create a space that promotes a stronger and clearer connection with the Christian faith. This not only helps us maintain a pure and blessed spiritual environment but also live according to the teachings of Padre Pio and centralize our existence in God. This practice is essential to ensure peace, serenity, and spiritual protection in our home, providing an environment conducive to prayer and true Christian spirituality. In a world full of distractions and external influences, it is crucial that our home be a refuge of faith, where we can seek and find the presence of God in every moment of our lives. Thus, we strengthen our spirituality and create a legacy of faith for future generations, ensuring that our homes remain sacred places dedicated to the glory of God. Avoid divination artifacts. The presence of artifacts associated with divination, such as tarot cards, runes, and crystals, in our home can be extremely detrimental to our spiritual journey and the inner peace we seek. Padre Pio warns us about the dangers of such objects, as they are in direct contradiction with the precepts of the Christian faith and can open doors to negative spiritual influences. The practice of divination attempts to unveil the mysteries of the future or reveal the hidden through methods considered forbidden by the Bible, diverting us from the truth and light of God. First, it is important to understand what divination artifacts are and why they are problematic from a Christian perspective. Divination artifacts include tools such as tarot cards, runes, crystals, crystal balls, and other objects used to predict the future or gain supernatural insights. The Bible warns against such practices in various passages, such as in Deuteronomy 18 verses 10 to 12, which states, "Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, casts spells, or who is a medium or spiritist or who consults the dead. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord." The practice of divination, besides challenging divine supremacy, can serve as an open door to negative spiritual influences. These objects not only represent an affront to God's commandments, but can also attract energies and spirits that are not welcome in a Christian home. The presence of these artifacts in our house can, therefore, have serious spiritual consequences, affecting not only our peace of mind but also the harmony and spiritual protection of our family. Keeping these artifacts in our house is equivalent to disrespecting the commandment to place our total trust in God and seek guidance and support exclusively from Him. Divination implies a quest for control and knowledge that should be left in God's hands. As Christians, we are called to live a life of faith and trust, where every doubt and uncertainty is placed in the hands of the Lord, the only true holder of our destiny. Reliance on divination tools represents a lack of trust in divine providence and an attempt to obtain answers from sources that the Bible condemns. Eliminating these artifacts from our house is an act of loyalty and submission to God. By removing these objects, we are externally demonstrating an internal decision to repudiate practices that deviate from the Christian path. This action symbolizes our total trust in God and our commitment to follow His precepts, keeping our faith and spiritual practices pure and aligned with biblical teachings. Moreover, removing divination artifacts helps restore the purity and sanctity of the domestic environment. By eliminating these objects, we create a space more conducive to prayer, meditation, and connection with God. This act of home purification is a way of reaffirming our commitment to the Christian life and ensuring that our personal space reflects our spiritual values. To replace the need for divination, we should turn to Christian practices that strengthen our faith and trust in God. Daily prayer, Bible reading, and participation in sacraments such as the Eucharist are ways to seek divine guidance and find peace amid life's uncertainties. These practices not only bring us closer to God but also help us build a solid foundation of faith that sustains us in times of doubt and difficulty. We can, for instance, create a prayer corner in our home, with a Bible, a crucifix, and some candles, where we can seek refuge and guidance in moments of uncertainty. Participating in prayer groups or Bible studies in the community is also an effective way to strengthen our faith and find spiritual support. In summary, avoiding divination artifacts is crucial to maintaining the spiritual integrity of our home and the purity of our Christian faith. By removing these objects, we reaffirm our total trust in God and our commitment to His teachings, creating an environment that promotes peace, harmony, and true Christian spirituality. We must remember that our faith is a precious gift that needs to be protected and nurtured. By following Padre Pio's teachings and avoiding practices that draw us away from God, we are not only protecting our own spirituality but also creating an environment where our family can grow and flourish in Christian faith. The pursuit of a life centered on God leads us to remove everything that might divert us from this path, ensuring that our home is truly a place of peace, love, and devotion to God. Discard black magic items. The presence of items linked to black magic, such as black candles, pentagrams, and satanic symbols, in a Christian home is extremely dangerous and contrary to the principles of faith. These objects not only represent a direct affront to Christian values of goodness, love, and mercy, but also serve as potential channels for negative energies and malignant influences. Padre Pio warns us about the gravity of keeping such objects in our homes, emphasizing the importance of living in an environment that promotes light and Christian spirituality. Black magic refers to practices and rituals that invoke malevolent forces and are often associated with negative or malicious intentions. Black candles, inverted pentagrams, and satanic symbols are commonly used in these rituals. These items are considered gateways for malignant influences that can cause significant spiritual and emotional disturbances. Keeping these objects at home can result in an atmosphere charged with negativity, affecting the peace and harmony of the household. An environment loaded with these items can generate a spiritual burden that interferes with family relationships, causing discord and misunderstandings. The Bible strongly condemns black magic and all forms of occultism. In Leviticus 19 verse 31, it says, "Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritists, for you will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God." This passage, among others, makes it clear that the practice of black magic is detestable in the eyes of God. Christians are called to turn away from any form of occultism and to trust completely in divine providence. The presence of these items is, therefore, a direct affront to our faith and a disrespect to God's commandments. It is essential to understand that by allowing these objects to be present in our home, we are contradicting our faith and disobeying divine teachings. Items associated with black magic have the capacity to seriously disturb the peace and harmony of a Christian home. The presence of these objects can bring a sense of oppression and unease, as well as attract negative spiritual influences that can cause conflicts, sadness, and even illness. Padre Pio reminds us of the importance of creating a home environment that reflects Christian values of peace, love, and devotion to God. The removal of these items is essential to ensure that our home remains a sanctuary of spirituality and divine protection. The mere existence of an inverted pentagram or a demonic statue can attract forces we do not desire in our lives, turning our home into a spiritual battleground. Eliminating black magic items from the home is an act of spiritual purification. By removing these objects, we are cleansing our environment of negative energies and creating a space more conducive to prayer, meditation, and connection with God. This symbolic act also represents our conscious rejection of practices that deviate from the Christian faith and our dedication to keeping our life and home aligned with Christian principles. The removal of these objects is a clear demonstration of our loyalty and submission to God, reaffirming our total trust in His protection and guidance. Replacing these items with Christian symbols, such as crucifixes, images of saints, and Bibles, contributes to creating an environment that reflects our faith and devotion. Creating an environment free of black magic items helps transform our home into a true sanctuary of faith and love. This action not only purifies the physical space but also strengthens our spiritual connection with God, promoting peace and harmony within the home. Following Padre Pio's teachings, it is crucial to keep our space free of any negative influence, ensuring it reflects the values and faith we profess. Therefore, eliminating black magic items is an essential measure to protect our spirituality and ensure our home remains an environment of light and Christian devotion. By adopting this practice, we are not only protecting our own spirituality but also creating a legacy of faith for future generations, ensuring that our homes remain sacred places dedicated to the glory of God. Eliminating these objects is not just a matter of spiritual safety but also a way of witnessing our faith. When others see that we consciously choose to distance ourselves from these negative influences, they perceive our serious commitment to the Christian faith. This can inspire others to do the same, promoting a stronger and more devout community. Additionally, by purifying our home, we are creating an environment where God's presence is felt more intensely, making it easier to seek and find His guidance and comfort in our daily lives. In short, the disposal of black magic items is a vital step for any Christian who wishes to live according to the principles of their faith. By removing these objects, we are protecting our home and family from malignant influences, strengthening our connection with God, and creating an environment that promotes peace, harmony, and true Christian spirituality. By following the teachings of Padre Pio and other spiritual leaders, we can ensure that our homes are true sanctuaries of divine light and love. Now that you have learned about the importance of removing certain objects from your home to ensure an environment of peace and spiritual protection, how about taking a step further in your faith journey? Padre Pio left us a legacy of wisdom and love, and it is our mission to apply these teachings in our daily lives. Imagine transforming your home into a true sanctuary of light, where God's presence is felt in every corner, bringing serenity and harmony to you and your family. Removing non-Christian symbols, avoiding divination artifacts, and discarding black magic items are actions that go beyond simply cleaning your house physically. They are acts of devotion and commitment to your faith, ensuring that your home reflects the Christian values you hold dear. By doing this, you are creating an environment conducive to prayer, meditation, and intimate connection with God. If you want to learn more about how to protect your home and your family from negative influences and how to strengthen your spirituality, subscribe to our channel. Here, we share valuable teachings, inspiring stories, and practical tips for living a full life in God. Don't miss out on our videos and interact with us in the comments. We want to hear your stories, your questions, and your achievements. And now, a special invitation: leave the phrase Padre Pio, keep all evil away in the comments. Share your experiences and feelings on this topic. Your participation is very important to us and to the entire community. Together, we can build a space of support and spiritual growth. So, don't waste any time. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell to receive updates on our next videos, and share this content with friends and family who can also benefit from these guidelines. Let's transform our homes into true sanctuaries of faith, love, and divine protection together. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and see you in the next video.